What's up, guys? Bodybuilding here. How you doing? Today we got a new setup. I still don't really know what I'm doing with a lot of this stuff, so I'm trying to get it situated. But we got good camera rolling. Just gonna be talking today. A couple clips in here. So I wanted to do a video on how my diet and training has evolved over the years, and especially recently. So this is after me with my major weight loss. It's a little bit post that. So when I was still kind of fat, kind of in good shape, kind of leading up to where I'm at now. There was a stage where I thought that I was pretty much at my peak, so that's what I'll be talking about real quick. The one thing I'll talk about, the first point, is being in a fixed mindset. So I was in a fixed mindset of I knew everything, even though I clearly didn't. Had a lot of things I can improve on. We're talking about, I thought that I had the holy grail of everything. I'd lost about 80 to 90 pounds, and I thought that was my limit. So going along with that, I didn't have any form of abs, couldn't see anything past, I still had kind of a gut actually. But to me, that was my peak point because I'd been at such a heavy weight in the past. To be honest, I didn't even really know how I got there. I knew I ate less food and that in some way I was exercising more. And to me, that's all that matters. However, I didn't understand the concept of calories. I didn't understand the concept of how my metabolism had changed and the training I was doing, the cardio I was doing. So I really thought that because I had done something, I thought peanut butter was the solution to everything. I thought that's what was making me lose weight because it's a healthy food. I didn't understand the concept of what made foods healthy. So going along with this, I also didn't listen to other people. So one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you is just to listen to other people. Don't be stuck in this fixed mindset of I know everything. You want to be willing to learn. I thought that if I sat there and did 5 minutes of abs every single day, that I would somehow see a six pack. I thought that I was in the best shape I could ever be in no matter what I did. Fixed mindset is huge, but listen to others going along with that. Take advice, take constructive criticism, and understand where your mistakes are at. I didn't understand that calories in, calories out was what it really came down to, among a few other factors as far as building muscle and losing weight. I was just kind of free-flowing it and thought I knew everything. I really thought that there were certain good and bad foods. I couldn't drink soda whatsoever. That was a big thing because in the past I'd struggled with that when I was super overweight. Little did I know that I could throw things like diet soda into my diet to really help me lose the excess body fat that I had and get to a point that's beyond what I thought imaginable. Seeing my first abs, for example. So I definitely struggled with self-image and confidence, so the only thing I could wear was a tank top like this. I could wear a tank top because I started losing body fat in my arms more than anything because, we're all different. Some people get lucky and store the fat in their legs, and then you can see a vivid six-pack after a little bit of dieting, but that wasn't me. I could wear a tank top because my arms would start to look good. I could see veins coming through my arms just a little bit, especially when I had a pump, but anything besides that, I couldn't go to the beach and take my shirt off for more than a minute. I still struggle with things like that because that's just my past. You gotta learn to be able to be confident. You've made the progress. You deserve to be able to show that off in some way. For some people, that might even be just taking their sweatshirt off and wearing a short sleeve shirt. For me, that was going past the point of wearing a tank top to taking my shirt off. Again, I still struggle with that, but I really think that having that self-confidence can improve your training and your mindset because you just feel confident and feel better overall. I opened my mind to new ideas, and I found something that works for me, including a diet that works for me, which is really a combination of a few people from YouTube, a few people that I know, and then also just seeing what works for me. Mainly, that's just filling my stomach with as much food as possible while making it low calorie dense. Makes me feel better because I struggle with binge eating. I could eat all day nonstop, never stop. And I did. That's what got me to be morbidly obese. So another thing is being able to understand that you need to adjust your training and diet as needed. For example, if I'm strictly going for powerlifting, my training is going to be a lot different than if I'm just strictly aiming to grow muscle. That's a big thing I didn't understand. I thought it was all along the same lines, which it can be, but you can't really get the best of both worlds. Now I have a program that I pretty much made that allows me to gain strength and muscle, power building if you will. It's my own take on it. If you want to focus on just one and don't really care about the other, there are a few adjustments you can make, or if you want to be a sprinter, an athlete, anything like that, obviously you can switch up your training. You need to understand that you can change up your diet and your training to meet what you want to do. You kind of got to understand to learn your body a little bit better, how many calories you should be eating and how many calories you can be eating to lose weight or gain weight. Also your training, the type of training you do, the amount of compound lifts you throw in there, the amount of functional training you throw in there, it's all different for everybody. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I will say most people have in common is they all have the same goal, but they won't really say it in the same way. People will say, I want to tone up, but I don't want to get fat, but I don't want to lose weight either. They'll go in this spinning ball, but at the end of the day, it tends to be, I want to have more muscle and less body fat. That's what I've noticed for a long time when people talk about their goals. Have a goal in mind that you want to hit, but understand that you might need to shift some things along the way to get there. Pretty much the last thing is always be willing to learn and be self-critical. I've made a lot of mistakes and I even struggle with my form still, but if somebody called me out my form back in the day, that would just piss me off so much. I would take that to heart. I would get mad. But at the end of the day, that was the type of adjustments I needed to make. Even still, I struggle with my back posture on squats a lot of times. That's a big one right there. But you want to have people calling you out because you can't see yourself unless you film yourself or have a mirror right next to you. And even then, you might not even notice something you're doing. Be willing to listen to other people. They might not always have the best advice, but it's better to at least listen to them to improve your training. Really just be open-minded. Stay consistent no matter what you do. I can say that now I found something that works for me, but even in the future, I can still keep making adjustments because you need to keep growing. Progressive overload isn't just how much weight you throw on or what kind of Gymshark top you're wearing that day. It's really being mindful of what you're doing and what you can do to improve in the future. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to keep the content coming. If you guys have any questions, feel free to write down below. I'd appreciate it if you liked the video and shared it. But I really want to hear some of your guys' stories or maybe some things that you've done along the way that you wish you could have changed that might be good for the future. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.